Welcome to Channel 7. Today we are going to discover how some marriages that seemed like a fairy tale ended in bitter legal battles. We begin with the divorce of the King of Rock, Elvis Presley, and Priscilla. Their marriage lasted just 6 years and culminated in a bitter divorce full of claims and accusations. When Elvis Presley met the woman who would end up being the mother of his only daughter, he was 24 years old. He had already recorded 3 albums and starred in a couple of films in Hollywood, so his legend already had the first chapters written. What not everyone remembers is that at that time Priscilla Wagner was a 14-year-old teenager and the romance they began today would be a scandal. Like almost everything that surrounds the King of Rock, it is sometimes difficult to distinguish between reality and myth, but one of his unauthorized biographies brought to light the story of a man with a voracious appetite for drugs, gifts lavish and sex. The problems of the marriage were increasingly difficult to hide and everything ended in a high-profile divorce in the summer of 1972. Lisa Marie was left under the care of her mother, and they say that from then on the self-destructive spiral began that ended with her death of Elvis Presley 5 years later due to a heart attack on a fateful August 16, 1977. Next, we have the divorce of Princess Diana and Prince Charles. Their marriage did not end in a fairy tale, but it left an unforgettable legacy. In British royalty, Prince Charles and Lady Diana Spencer starred in a fairy tale story that ended in a nightmare. In 1996, after several public and private events, they divorced, leaving the world perplexed by the reality behind the fairy tale. Media scandals and family tensions contributed to the collapse of this royal union. Princess Diana meets former Army officer James Hewitt, with whom she had an affair for 5 years. In turn, Carlos admitted his adultery with Camilla Parker in a televised interview with journalist Jonathan Dimbleby. In 1996, the divorce of Prince Charles and Princess Diana was finalized. It is agreed that Diana will continue to live at Kensington Palace and be known as Diana, Princess of Wales, but not as Her Royal Highness. Their divorce settlement is rumored to have been worth £15 million. A year and 3 days later he died in a car accident in Paris. Continuing with the royal stories, we have Henry VIII and his 6 wives. In the 16th century, King Henry VIII of England decided to change the rules of the marriage game. His obsession with having a male heir led him to separate from his wife Catherine of Aragon. However, the story reaches a new level of weirdness when Anne Boleyn is executed on accusations of adultery and incest. Henry VIII had 6 wives. He executed 2, Anne Boleyn and Catherine Howard, divorced 2, Catherine of Aragon and Anne of Cleves, and lost 1 to childbirth, Jane Seymour. It was infection from a venous leg ulcer that ultimately caused Henry's death in 1547, and ironically, it was his daughter, Mary, by his first wife, who took the throne and later earned the nickname Bloody Mary. Let's move on to Kim Kardashian and Kris Humphries' divorce. Their 72-day marriage became one of the quickest and most publicized divorces in history. The socialite, model, and businesswoman who became famous along with her sisters for the program Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Kim Kardashian, has been involved in several controversies that have caught the attention of more than one over the years, in which he has been a public figure. One of the first scandals he had came when a sex video was made public in which he was with his then partner, the musician Ray J. The clip was recorded in 2002 but became famous in 2007. After marrying basketball player Kris Humphries and ending the union just 72 days later, people noted that this would be the shortest marriage in show business. The story of Marie Curie and her love affair with a fellow scientist shows us that love and science do not always follow equal paths. The life of the Curies is full of scientific achievements, such as being the first woman to receive the Nobel Prize, but also personal tragedies. The affair between Marie Curie and Paul Langevin was kept secret for some time, but was finally discovered by Langevin's wife, who decided to make it public and filed for divorce. This sparked a scandal in Parisian society and endangered Marie Curie's reputation and work. All this as a result of his private life. Love and War, Brad Pitt, Jennifer Aniston and Angelina Jolie. We went to Hollywood to talk about Brad Pitt's divorce, first with Aniston and then with Angelina Jolie. Their divorce captured global attention and caused countless headlines. Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston's divorce in 2005 left many fans grieving. The relationship is rumored to have been affected by the growing friendship between Pitt and Angelina Jolie during the filming of Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Hollywood gossip, jealousy, and personal challenges were woven into this celebrity breakup. Then, in 2016, Angelina Jolie filed for divorce from Brad Pitt after 10 years of romance and 2 of marriage after a heated fight on a private plane traveling from France to the United States returning from a vacation with her 6 children. Finally, let's talk about the divorce of Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Their separation became a media whirlwind that left the audience speechless. Johnny Depp's defamation trial against Amber Heard was one of the most high-profile in Hollywood. Depp, who met Heard in 2009 and was married to her from 2015 to 2016, filed a $50 million defamation lawsuit over an op-ed the actress wrote in 2018, in which she described herself as a public figure. What does domestic abuse represent? The trial, which took place in Fairfax, Virginia, was marked by mutual accusations between the protagonists of Pirates of the Caribbean and Aquaman, with reference to the abusive consumption of alcohol and drugs by the actor, and where both deny having exercised physical violence, although they have acknowledged the arguments and the deterioration of their relationship. "I never got to the point of hitting Miss Heard in any way, nor have I hit any woman in my life," said Depp, who also addressed the impact that the abuse allegations had on his career. "One day you're Cinderella, so say it, and then in 0.6 seconds you're Quasimodo." At the center of the trial, furthermore, were the impacts on Depp's career. Jack Wiggum, the actor's film deal manager, testified that Depp began losing work after Heard's op-ed. Heard testified that Depp's drug use and alleged physical abuse led her to file for divorce from him in 2016, after just over a year of marriage. After 6 weeks of trial, in late May, the 7-person jury in Fairfax, Virginia, found Amber Heard and Johnny Depp liable for defamation in their lawsuits against each other. It is important to remember that at trial, Johnny Depp filed 3 defamation lawsuits totaling $50 million in damages against Amber Heard, who in turn sued him for $100 million. On June 1, 2022, the jury ruled in favor of Depp on all 3 counts, awarding him $15 million in damages. However, he also ruled in favor of the actress on one of her 3 charges, awarding her $2 million. And there you have it, 7 episodes of marriages that defied logic and led their protagonists to major scandals. See you in future videos on Channel 7, with topics and discoveries so unusual that they will change your perspective of reality.